everyone, day 3 on the trail. It is 7:15 a.m. That's when I got on the trail, so I've only been on it for a few minutes. And I'm really excited because we are going to be doing the lake walk today on Lake Superior. So yesterday evening, I had a decision to make. It was either stop at the campsite I did or push on. And the map that I saw at the state park said that, well, I don't remember seeing the mileage for the campsites, but if I would have passed that campsite I stayed at, I would have had to do the lake shore walk last night. And then the campsites after that were another few miles. So I probably would have added 8 miles to the end of my day. And I did 25, and I just didn't feel like going 33. Made the responsible decision to hold up and build my body up instead of trying to rip 30s and 40s out of the gate. That's how you get injured. So, but excited to be out here. It's nice so far. We were all talking about the weather last night, so we met another group of folks that were great that were out here section hiking. I remember 2 of their names, Kyle and Jenny. I apologize, I can't remember the third. If you're watching this, please comment. And anyway, the 2 girls just got done with school, so that's really exciting. Just graduated and about to embark into their careers, which is really neat. But what a way to celebrate by coming out here. Now, we were all talking about the weather and kind of a mixed report. Raining all day, cloudy, AM showers. When I looked, I thought I remember seeing AM showers and then cloudy the rest of the day. So I hope that the rain holds off. The weather can be unpredictable, as I know, when you get on the lake. The wind and all those elements. But right now, we are probably only about 2 miles from Lake Superior, so we should have decent weather at least for the walk. So anyway, more to come a little bit later. We got just under 22 miles to get to the car that's parked at Pincushion in Grand Marais. So should be out before 3 o'clock. That's what my goal is. All right, until then. So your first mile of the hike usually is, one of the stronger ones because you're jacked up. But you're really jacked up when, see if you can see this here. 13 minutes, 20 seconds for the first mile. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. Moving way faster than I did yesterday, which I attribute just having a better night's sleep last night. And, just being well rested. But I ate a ton carbs and calories last night to get ready. I can't tell you how important it is to make sure you keep your calorie intake up high on the trail, proteins, fats. I got to eat every hour. If I don't eat every hour, I feel it. And I made that mistake yesterday when I was trying to push it and got lazy and didn't want to eat because I was getting in a groove at one point in time. And then I just hit a wall right before Devil's Kettle. And when that happens, what I've found the best way to recover is to honestly just stop. Try to eat a few hundred calories, and in 10 minutes I'll feel great again. But I gotta eat every hour. So what I need to do, I did this last part of the AT, is set an alarm to go off every hour to remind me, because honestly you just forget. So I'll have to do that again. Now, I probably jinxed myself here, but it is starting to rain. I had a big raindrop fall and hit my head. And then there's a little bit of sprinkling going on, so looks like I'm not going to be as lucky after all. But stay tuned. I want to cover what my morning routine looks like in a segment of the day today. All right, here we go. Wow. Lake Superior. So this is, I'm definitely gonna be slowing down right now because walking in this the sand and rock, it is, it's not very easy. But it's so beautiful. Let's see if I can go down here, maybe. That's not gonna work. Ooh. Yeah, this is going to be a workout. Well, I was gonna do my segment here, but honestly, it's gonna be tough for me to hold this camera up and talk, because honestly, I'm getting exhausted. Like, oh, you know, every step I'm sinking 3 or 4 inches in the ground. And actually, that might change right now. All right, well, we're gonna do this the safe way. I'll be right back. Just wanted to get a shot with me in it here. By the way, for those of you that don't know, you don't swim in Lake Superior. It is ice cold. Ice cold. It could be the middle of summer, and you don't see anybody swimming. You know, you could probably dead heat of summer jump in, and then you'll immediately get the heck out. But it is temperature-wise, I don't know. If someone knows, just put that in the comments. But from what I remember, I would say it can't be much more than 45 degrees, but 50 maybe at most. But that's just going off of memory back when I was younger. All right. So we're still on the lakeshore front here. I don't remember hearing a campsite or seeing a campsite on the map, but there is one. Probably 6/10 of a mile in. If it was me, that's where I would say. And cell phone reception has been terrible, terrible. I've been able to post one thing on my private Facebook page, not been able to do any live feeds, and that's with either Verizon or AT&T. But I do have three bars here. I'm not sure why I'm not able to get data right now because I'm in LTE, but I was able to make a phone call to Miss Bigfoot. So anyway, yeah, I would stay here. And then you can watch the sunset, sunrise over Lake Superior. Absolutely beautiful. If I would have known that last night, I would have pushed and made it here. Well, we're done with the lakeshore walk, and man, I feel like I'm in Memorial mode right now. I am just cruising. Obviously, the lake slowed me down. But let's get back to my morning routine. So, like I was mentioning, the hikers that are dialed in and are on the fast end are getting ready in about 30 minutes. The morning for me, it's a little different. I don't like rushing myself in the morning. You know, a lot of people like their coffee. I like to just kind of ease into things in the morning. Wake up, and what I'll first do is go grab my food, and then I will go and eat breakfast, Now, depending on, like when I was on the AT most of the time, when I was doing big miles, I would actually pack my breakfast in and eat it while I was going. So it kind of depends on what my hike is like. But today I ate breakfast before I left. But then what I'll do is pull out all the food that I need for the entire day and load it into my Z-Packs 4-in-1 multi-pack. I love this multi-pack because it has probably saved me 45 minutes a day since I started using it last year after trail days, by just being more efficient, not having to take off my pack so much. So once I get all my food packed up, then I will start packing up all of my stuff, starting off with sleeping bag, because that will always be packed in the very bottom. It's the first thing I put in my pack, last thing I pull out, because it's the last thing I need when I get into camp. And then I situate my clothing, put all my clothing in its stuff sack, and then I deflate my thermarest. Then after that, I'll put my food bag in my pack, and then I will put my ditty bag on top of the food bag, and if there's anything else that's just kind of lying around, will go in, which typically for me might be just my Patagonia hoodie that I typically always keep in the very top of my pack, because when it's cool out, I'll start wearing it around camp. Right before I start hiking, I would take it off. But then I'll throw my pack out of the tent, and it's always closed, so whether it's raining or not, I operate the same way, and the only thing that would get wet would just be my tent. Then I pack up my tent, and I put my tent, open up my pack, pull out my ditty bag, put my tent, goes right above my food, and then I put my ditty bag on top. Then that's when I brush my teeth. After I brush my teeth, I put everything back in the ditty sack, back in my pack, and my pack is ready to go. But before I leave, I stretch. It's the last thing I do before I leave camp. I spend about 5 to 7 minutes stretching. That's really, really important to me. And then when I'm done stretching, I'm ready to hit the road, hit the trail. Now, what I will typically do when I get into camp, when I go and get water, I will usually fill up both of my water bottles, and then I'll usually fill up both of my Sawyer bags. What I do is the water that's in the Sawyer bags, that's tomorrow's water. What that enables me to do is enables me to be able to wake up in the morning, if I didn't do it already the night before, and filter my water. So I just have to make one less stop. So when I leave camp, I am fully resupplied with water, ready to go. But getting into camp, I set up my tent first, which is why it's at the very top of my pack. And then pull out my food bag and get my thermarest out and blow up that sucker, and then throw out my sleeping bag, which is why the sleeping bag is on the very bottom, because it's the last thing that I need while I get into camp. So if you have any questions about that, just ask in the comments below. But that is my morning routine and my evening routine. This is a pretty part. I just went underneath some power lines for the first time, which brings back fond memories of the Appalachian Trail. Sometimes, especially in the mid-Atlantics. Sometimes I cross underneath power lines like 4 or 5 times a day. But it never rained. The weather has been beautiful for Minnesota. My memories of Memorial Weekend were that it always poured, rained, crummy, crappy. So far, we've been lucky. I hope I can have anything close to this kind of luck when I hit the trail at the end of July. But right now I'm just kind of preparing my mind on what this is going to be like here, doing 40 to 45 mile days out here. That's at least what the plan is. My thought process on that is, if I shoot to try to do the trail in 7.5 days, we'll just say, which the record is somewhere around 8.5, that gives me a whole day for the unknown to happen. So I'll have some personal goals. I like every day to start with a 4 if I can, in terms of mileage, but I want to rip a 50. The most miles I've ever done in a day was the Connecticut State Challenge. Some of you may recall, I did 52 miles, walked the whole state of Connecticut last year. Now I took 3 45-minute breaks during that time, and I think my final time was about 22 hours. So if I rip a 50, I won't be taking 45-minute breaks 3 times. And what I'll probably do is plan the last day as my big day, which actually goes through downtown Duluth, where I believe you're actually walking on like streets and stuff, so that should be pretty easy. So that last day is going to be my big day, and if my body can hold up, I plan to not stop that last night, just hike right through, depending on like what time it is and where I'm at and all that kind of stuff. But you can't camp in downtown Duluth. You have to walk off the trail or off the street and to a designated campground, and I don't want to do that. So who knows, maybe see if maybe I can rip a 55 or a 60 mile day. I doubt 60, that seems kind of far-fetched, but you never know. So it's flat enough. I have to look at the terrain. I'm just walking on streets, you know, I can average a pretty fast pace on that. So, but we are, well, let's see, maybe it'll tell us up here how far Grand Marais is. It's not going to, if I had to take a guess, we're about 14 miles out. Making good timing so far. You can read that, 7.7 miles in 2 hours, 26 minutes. So, but the weather can't be any better. All right, so going through a little meadow here, and actually has some rock cairns, which is cool. I love rock cairns. So first 8 miles of the day, we only climbed about 700 feet of elevation. Last 3 miles, about 1,100, which is decent. Maybe it's about 1,000. So I'm a little tired now. Wasn't expecting that. They haven't been big climbs, but they've been like, 200-300 feet here and there, and frequent enough where you really don't have a ton of time to recover. So my pace has dropped a little bit. I'm still averaging over 3 miles an hour, but yeah. But we are 110 miles to Grand Marais now, so. And look at that. That is Superior. It looks like clouds. Like you can see kind kind of a rock island right there. Almost looks like a floating rock, doesn't it? But look how big Superior is. I think it's just amazing. All right, Grand Marais will be here hopefully in just over 3 hours. Barrier Falls Overlook. Whoa. Hope I don't drop my phone here. Wow, that was pretty. I wish these trees weren't in the way, you could see it a little bit better. Wow. This is definitely my favorite part so far. Devil's Trap River. Woo! Check out that bad boy. How many gallons of water per second you think is falling off this thing? Wow. Dang. Only 1.7 miles. You know, I actually thought it was going to be 4 more miles, according to what I remember the mileage. I tell you what is some amazing trail magic? When you find out that wherever you're going to, which means the end of the day, especially when it means you get to like eat hot food and all that kind of stuff, when it ends up being less further than what you had anticipated, that's like some of the most amazing feelings. Like this right now, I thought it was gonna be a 4-mile hike out, but it's a 1.7. Now, if it stays like this, nice and flat, that would be nice. Coming out of that last, where I shot that last clip, Devil's River, whatever, had a nice 350 or so foot climb out, all upstairs. It was, I would call the climb AT worthy like, because it wasn't a very, maybe 0.2 miles that you ascend that, well, maybe 0.3, I don't really know, but it reminded me of being on the AT. But I'm about 17 miles today, 5 hours, 38 minutes, so I've been in Bigfoot beast mode all day, and yeah, feels good. I'm tired. I definitely, you know, I wanted to really kind of open up the gates today, put the burners on, just to get a feel for how my body responds. And I mean, it's responding okay, but I can definitely tell that I don't have the endurance level, obviously, that I did on the AT. I just got a lot of work to do to get ready for this thing, so, but that's why I'm out here. All right. Final mileage, 18.77. And it's well before 2 o'clock. So, hi there.
Hi there.
Yep, that was all out beast mode today. I cannot wait to go grab something to eat and get an ice cold Gatorade. So I want you to see this overlook here down into the town of Grand Marais. Can't tell me that's not beautiful. So when I shot my video the other day, I was, let's see if I can point this out, I was right around there. But it's just crazy how big Lake Superior is. Looks like an ocean. All right, so we are in Grand Marais. I'm at the Super America. Just cleaned up a little bit, and when I walked in, it was actually starting to rain, so I got out just the right time. This is my all-time favorite go-to drink whenever I get in the trail town or get done hiking, whatever. Grape Gatorade. Nothing beats for me. grape Gatorade. All right, well, we're going to wrap this thing up. I was going to do a little tour of Grand Marais, but look at it. And I really don't feel like being out in the rain when I don't have to. So I'll have to do that another time. But was it good? Was a really good couple days. I feel good. Was doing a little bit of the hiker shuffle on my way into the gas station, which is kind of to be expected. Did have an issue with my ultras when I was going through all of the mud and the crap on the trail. The insole of my left foot kept on sliding. The back part of it kept on sliding up, and I actually could see the bottom of my insole sticking out of the of my shoe. So I think I got a blister forming because of that, because I didn't notice it at first. So I'm not very happy about that. I've had ultras before, and I didn't have a problem with them, but I don't know. These are the Lone Peak 3.0 though. I believe I hiked Georgia in them and didn't have a problem, so might have to reassess and rethink about using those when I come back up here if it's going to be all muddy and crappy. But so my plan is to get something to eat. I am starving. I kind of thought about this today. My thought of the day was how I'm going to accomplish this fastest known time unsupported hike. And this is kind of what my idea is. So I think what I'm going to do, at first I was going to try to like average like a 3 mile an hour pace, which I can do that when I'm hiking, but when you add in brakes and everything else that goes on, my plan is to hike an average of 2.7 miles for 15 hours, which will put me just over 40 miles. If I can get to camp by right around that 15-mile-hour mark, that will give me about 9 hours at camp. So 9 hours to set up, to take down, and to sleep. Maybe 7.5 of that would be sleeping, which would be ideal. And then if I can do that, that will put me, like, I'd love to average like 40s. Put me at the 240, 250 mile mark after day 5. If I can start day 6 around then, and I just won't stop and rip a 55, 60 miler. That's kind of what my plan is. So we'll see how that changes. But 2.7 miles an hour is a doable pace, because I did that many times in the AT with brakes, but I don't have the same stamina and endurance as I did back when I was on the AT. So I do have to be mindful of that, and I don't want to put myself in a position that I'm going to just wear myself out. So anyway, thanks everyone for following along this weekend. A lot more to come. The next trip that we have planned is going to be in a few weeks up to Scenic State Park, Minnesota, and you guys will get a chance to see what my RV looks like. Yes, I actually have an RV. It's an older RV, but me and Miss Bigfoot and Bella are going to go up to Scenic State Park in the first RV trip of the year. It's going to be fun. So stay tuned for more Bigfoot sightings. And as always, remember to always follow Bigfoot.